What if I told you that you could fundamentally change your life with just 7 rules? We're about to break down some incredible wisdom, all backed by science, that can totally transform your entire perspective. Ready? Let's dive in.
So here's the big question. Can 7 simple rules really change your life in just a few minutes? I know, it sounds like a pretty bold claim, doesn't it? But stick with me, because the answer might really surprise you. 7. That's our magic number. And look, these aren't just some nice feel-good ideas. These are real, actionable principles inspired by the incredible wisdom of Morgan Freeman and, get this, actually validated by modern science.
All right, first up, the path to growth. You got to see this as the absolute foundation for everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay, rule number 1. Embrace challenges. I know, it sounds almost too simple, but this is truly where it all begins. It's all about completely reframing how you look at difficulty.
And as the man himself says, challenging yourself isn't just one way to grow. He says it's the only way. So what is actually happening in our brains when we do this? How does it work?
Well, this is where the science gets really cool. There's this incredible concept called neuroplasticity. Basically, every single time you push yourself and face a tough challenge, you are literally, physically rewiring your brain. You're not just surviving it, you're building a stronger, faster, more resilient mind.
Next up, Section 2, the source of strength. For this part, we're going to turn our focus inward.
Rule number 2 is all about the hidden power of, well, doing nothing. Practice stillness and patience. You know, in a world that is constantly screaming for our attention, this is a genuine superpower. Freeman's wisdom here is just so deep. It's about letting go of that constant need to control every little outcome and instead just allowing yourself to observe, to listen, and to truly understand what's going on.
And how does it work? Well, studies from Harvard have shown that stillness actually activates your prefrontal cortex. Think of it as the wise CEO of your brain. To put it simply, when you're calm and still, you just make smarter, better decisions. Period.
And you know, that inner calm flows perfectly into our 3rd rule. Stop proving yourself. This one is all about breaking free from the trap of constantly seeking other people's approval. Just imagine that for a second. Imagine the absolute freedom in that statement. Think about all the energy you'd save if you stopped trying to get everyone's validation. You could pour all of that back into your own growth, your own happiness.
And this is not just a feeling, okay? It's a core psychological principle called self-determination theory. And it basically proves that real, lasting satisfaction is an inside job. True independence comes from trusting yourself, not from impressing others. All right, part 3, the mindset for success. We've looked inward. Now let's see how these rules change the way we interact with the world around us.
Rule number 4 is so beautifully simple. Be kind. And please, don't ever mistake this for weakness. Kindness is one of the most powerful and effective tools for change that we have.
Freeman just nails it here. It's not about some huge, dramatic gesture. It's about the small, consistent, everyday acts that build on each other and create this massive ripple effect.
And get this, kindness isn't just a nice feeling. It's an actual chemical reaction. It releases a hormone called oxytocin, the so-called happiness hormone, in your brain and in the brain of the person you're being kind to. It literally, chemically, spreads positive energy. How cool is that?
Next, rule number 5 brings us to a really critical choice that we all have to make, probably every single day. Humility over pride.
Let's just look at the difference here. On one side, you have pride. Research on what's called hubris syndrome shows it literally clouds your judgment and completely blocks you from growing. But humility? Humility opens you up. It keeps you learning, and it lets your actions do all the talking.
And that commitment to learning, well, that's right at the heart of rule number 6. Never stop learning. Growth is not a place you arrive at, it is a journey you are always on.
And the benefits are just undeniable. Lifelong learning literally keeps your brain active. It helps fight off cognitive decline, and it strengthens your mental and emotional health. Really, it all boils down to one simple idea: stay curious.
And now, we have arrived at the final, and I think the most empowering rule of them all. This is the one that really brings everything else together.
Just Let that one sink in for a second. Be the miracle. This isn't about sitting around and waiting for change to happen to you. No way. This is a direct call to action. It's about becoming the change you want to see in your world.
And you might think this is just a beautiful metaphor, but it is actual hard science. Our brains are filled with something called mirror neurons. We are biologically wired to reflect the actions and emotions of the people around us. So when you act with purpose, with kindness, with positivity, you are sending out a signal that inspires others to do the same. You literally become the miracle. So we've walked through all 7 rules. Now let's put it all together. Let's turn this from just information into a direct plan to unlock your potential, starting right this second. Here it is, your 7-step transformation plan. See, this isn't just a list of inspiring quotes anymore. It's a roadmap, and every step is backed by science. Embrace challenges to grow, practice stillness to find clarity, stop proving yourself to claim your freedom, be kind to change the world, choose humility to keep learning, never stop learning to stay sharp, and finally, be the miracle to inspire everyone around you. You see, all the power, all the happiness, and all the success, it's already inside you, just waiting to be unlocked. So as you look at this list, I have one last very important question for you. Which one of these rules will you start with today?